Hello, everyone, and welcome to Arise Exchange, a very special edition of the show this Tuesday, the 29th of October. I am Bosin Omofaye in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, the venue of the Future Investment Initiative, the 8th edition here in the Kingdom. Now, let's get the show started. Of course, we're talking to Owen Omogiafo, who is the Group CEO of Transcorp Group.
Thank you very much, Bosin.
Thank you very much for speaking to us on Arise News.
Thank you.
Give me a sense of what the Future Investment Initiative represents for Transcorp Group as a whole.
So thank you very much, Bosin. So for us, the Future Investment Initiative, just like the name says, it represents what the future is going to be. It represents how you are influencing the future that is going to be, the decisions we're taking today, and the discussions that are happening around the future. Most importantly, I should say, there's a lot of focus on energy. And as an African, I am particularly delighted to see the world stage gathering here to discuss how are we going to manage and shape this energy transition that is being discussed, ensuring that no one is left behind and the energy poverty that is affecting us in Africa is kept very strongly under control.
Very interesting in terms of the Transcorp power within the Transcorp Group as a whole. A very robust number was released just about a week ago.
Yes.
So when you look at the global energy space and what everyone is bringing to the table, what are some of the key conversations you'd like to hear from this summit over the next 3 days, and what would they represent in terms of further investments and expansion that the group would like to do in the energy space for Nigeria, the biggest market in terms of population in Africa?
Thank you very much, Bosin. What am I looking to hear? I want there to be a strong understanding of the need for energy sufficiency for all. An understanding that energy transition should be a movement that creates access to electricity for everyone, and that different societies have different needs as well as different resources that they can use to achieve or address these needs. Specifically, if I bring it down to our country, Nigeria, today we have an installed capacity of about 13 gigawatts of power, which is we call megawatts usually, 13,000 megawatts. But we're only doing about 5,000 megawatts. If I look at one of my power plants, which is the Afam power plant in Rivers State, I have today an available capacity ready to generate of 301 megawatts. But to interest you to know that I'm only doing 100 megawatts. Why? A gas shortage. If we had a very strong integrated gas to power strategy, we will resolve the gap that we have in our country. And if we take that across Africa, we're going to so liberate and unlock the value that we see within our blessed continent, and then we'll be right up there. And when you talk about what are we looking at for Transcorp Power, for Transcorp Group as a whole, in line with our mission, our purpose of improving lives and transforming Africa, we are working assiduously to ensure that we are closing that energy gap. And one of the things you expect to see for Transcorp Group is our focus on increasing energy availability through investments and partnerships in renewable energy. Just last week, we signed with the Rural Electrification Agency of Nigeria an MOU that will see us bring 150 megawatts of additional capacity into the Nigerian energy sector.
It's a big organization in terms of what you do. So there's also the hospitality, leisure part of it. And I'm sure with Saudi Arabia expanding and the whole Middle East opening up to tourism and things like that, I'm sure you have your eyes not just on Nigeria, but to expand your footprint with the whole team of the Transcorp Group here on the ground.
Bosin, you're trying to let the cat out of the bag. But I think what I would draw is, so I was here at FII8 in 2023. And I'm seeing how Saudi Arabia has moved forward, executing on the plans that they shared with us last year. It gives me confidence. Note, I use the word confidence, not hope, for my country, that with a properly articulated vision and a proper strength of will to execute, we'll be there. And I would say, the last time I spoke with you, one of my few discussions, I had mentioned that we're building an event center in Abuja. Happy to inform you that we have completed the 5,000 capacity event center, and we played host to ICANN conference a few weeks ago. And we see here we're in the opulent and very, very awe-inspiring conference center here. That the more we have such convening powers in Nigeria, we will be able to attract conferences such like this, where people will come to Nigeria, just like when we had the Tony Elumelu Foundation Forum, and discuss topics that are very key to Africa and Africa's development.
You just stepping into Riyadh as the announcement. I'm sure you just released that hot off the press for the share reconstruction program, and then you get it off here. So I'm interested in knowing this particular program. What's the value you're trying to bring to the table for a share reconstruction? The first, I'm sure, since the company became a publicly quoted company.
First of all, I want to start by appreciating my shareholders for the confidence that they have in Transcorp Group, which they consistently show by the approvals they give us, the support, and the different pieces of advice that we get from time to time. At the AGM, which held in May, one of the resolutions we put forward and was approved by the shareholders was the reconstruction of our shares, because we had over 40 billion units of issued shares in circulation. We needed to bring our share capital to a more manageable position so we can create short, medium, and long-term value for our shareholders. We've now completed that process, and yesterday, after about a 2-week suspension from trading, our shares were listed and ready for trading again on the exchange. I'm very delighted to see that we listed at 44 naira 20 kobo, and the market closed at 48 naira 60 kobo. I mean, what better way of showing support from the investors than that? And we say thank you to my shareholders.
Very interesting. I'll say that's a way of saying congratulations.
Thank you very much, Wilson. Thank you.
I'll go from here. Very interesting. And that's Owen Omogiafo, the Group CEO at Transcorp Group PLC. And I'll be speaking next to Osa Egehon, who is the Chief Executive Officer of S Energy Limited.